Cool cats, cool dudes, and same as last week, I've not actually thought of an actual opening line. Fuck it, we'll say the referee done an alright job. Anyway, how we all doing? Welcome to We All Love Leeds, the show where we show our love of Leeds. Ben, how are you doing, sir?
I'm good, mate. I'm good. Content.
Awesome.
Yourself? How are you?
I'm not going to say I'm not okay, but I think it's fair to say I am a bit tired.
Yeah, understandably. It's been a massive wrestling weekend. And it hasn't finished.
It feels like it doesn't end.
It doesn't. It doesn't.
End. Never stops.
I always find out, I know you've got wrestling all year round, but my sporting seasons tend to follow. It's like I've got football and hockey end at the same sort of time, but just before the hockey and the football are ending, the Formula One starts and the rugby league starts, and then I've also got with that the NFL. So my year's sort of content with sports. I don't need the wrestling as much as you.
They kind of make a point of obviously actual sports. They'll make a point of basically going. It's almost as if they know, basically, when football ends, they basically go, all right, they'll start the cricket season, not the start of golf's all year round, but as you say, there are things very much designed to take advantage of the fact that another sport is not going on at the same time. My understanding of it. Like,
but
for
cricket
America,
sort of extended a bit, hasn't it, of it years?
Yeah. They can now televise it in a multicultural society, let's just say. It can get the viewing figures, let's say. Hello, In Cushion, how are you doing? And Sam Greenwood's in. I suspect
hello, everybody.
He's checking that I was awake. It's fair. Pink Cushion, how you doing? Pink Cushion, how you doing? Annie Herbert from Cock Road, how you doing? And Sam Greenwood, how you doing? Sam Greenwood, how you doing? Sam Greenwood, how you doing?
Sam Greenwood in.
How you doing?
I'm good, thank you. Thank you, Anthony.
I'm here because Melina threatened me. Gonna need slightly more information on this threat. How you doing? And Pink Cushion, how you doing? Rosie, how you doing? We've been live for 3 minutes 45 seconds, and already got people in. Not expecting this. So I haven't really accounted for any of this. I suppose we should talk football.
That's why we're here.
I mean, the more I'm talking about and find I don't really know what to talk about, more people come in. It's very surprising. She said if we didn't, she said we would all get the shit kicked out of us if we didn't show up. Well, thank you, Miss Melina. So there you go. Don't need you this week, Dr. Leeds. Go away. But we all know what that means. It's Leeds United time. Let's talk football. Where were we on Friday night? We was at the Kassam Stadium in Oxford.
It was the Oxford Odeon drive-through, I think, was it?
I'll go try my best to actually not talk about their stadium as much as I want to, because very little of it would be very kind and flattering.
2/3 of it, you mean?
Yes. That's the scoreboard for anyone who wondered. Or it's a board. I don't actually know the scoreboard.
Quite fancy. That is probably the best thing there.
It really is. Ironic, because she's not here yet. It's a good point. Right, Annie Herbert's all right. Ryan, how you doing, sir? How you doing? Are you doing your night football feast? I personally quite enjoy it, but shit grand, no fans. Hey Rido, you're well from Rosie. Everyone's saying evening Rido. His name Rido. Have I been calling him Ryan for years and it's been wrong? I'm joking. I know his name's Ryan. Anyway. One more win and you could be back tomorrow night. That is true. That's mathematically true. The best kind of true. Hey Jim, you well? Hey Jim, how you doing? Happy Easter. Awesome, of course. Same to everyone else around here, if they believe in it or don't believe in it, I'm going to say anyway. Oxford United are asking for it with that ball. For anyone who doesn't know what he's referring to, this ball outside the Kassam Stadium.
Stole it off our shirt.
Magic and Happy Easter and spoiler, Annie Herbert is the Easter Bunny. That wasn't the direction I was expecting us to go in, but the direction we're almost certainly going to go in for the rest of the show. Robert Maxwell.
That's a name I ain't heard for a long time. Since, well, I tell a lie, since his daughter was jailed, I suppose.
Yeah. Yeah. She made herself hit the headlines, as I say. I'm not going to speculate on what she did, but anyway, for anyone who wondered, this was the Oxford lineup, and go ahead, make all your jokes about the goalkeeper, while I just sit here and have a soft drink beverage. Hello, Rosie and Jim and Anthony and any others whose names I don't know coming in goal.
I thought he was going to go and the old ragdoll there.
Rosie says, Ian, you well? Greenwood picked up on it immediately, which is basically no less than I kind of expected.
But do you know what it is, right? I don't know if I'm worried that I've got a similar chain of thought to Sam Greenwood.
It might have been why I kind of thought I'd head it off immediately and basically go, guys, we know he's got a dirty name as a goalkeeper. Get it all out now, like he probably does on the wedding night or whatever. What a duo coming in the box.
Get medicine for that.
The old ragdoll with Diet John who drives the boat, and Ben, you love it, you slag. And good evening, Lord Thomas of Leeds. Win tomorrow and get promoted. Burnley and Sheffield United will draw. I mean, it'd be nice.
It would be lovely. It was just nice for perfection for once. I need it. It's free in Scotland, I believe. I have to pay for it down here, fortunately.
Scotland's the best. So I've been legally obligated to say. And evening Zanzi, hi Zanzi, awesomeness. Good to see you, Zanzi, in all seriousness.
That'd be cool. The show's sponsored by Scotland. Make it happen, Rosie. Make it happen.
Yeah. We can say is, for anyone who wondered, this is how Leeds United started on Friday night. Any thoughts on this, Ben?
Was what it was. I'm going to give up saying about Brendan, but it wasn't his worst game. So look, the team's out there now just to do a job, and I believe whatever team he picks, as long as Darlow's in goal, we can do that job.
Correct. Free, if there is such a thing. Rosie can organise it, but you need to cut ties with Arsenal chat members. She's basically saying
all Arsenal chat members, or just one or two.
What she's essentially saying is you need to get rid of 50% of the viewership, and Scotland will sponsor us.
Do you know what it is? I actually do believe that they've got the majority share. I think they've got 51%.
I've not.
So any vote would probably come up a loss.
You could be right in all seriousness.
We're going to have to try and get Brownie back wherever he's gone and get Wales to sponsor us instead.
Well, that could be an international incident. All unicorns, aren't we? And can organise it. Annie Herbert says, just want to say fair play, Mr. Tom, but the shows is done this weekend. I really do appreciate that, Annie. And just keep that in mind tomorrow when I'm some flagging at work will be an understatement. It'll be beyond flagging. I'm only gonna be there to watch the football, but still, I said the lad part quiet and the lad part loud. So close, so close. This is how Oxford lined up again. I wonder how many times during the game Oxford went from number 1 to number 2 with a goal kick or something.
That's actually correct on how they lined up, because they were all that side of the halfway line for the majority of the game.
It's true. I do think they were. I'll give them the respect. The fact of the matter is they played us the way they played Sheffield United. Like, early on in the game, they had a shot on goal. Like, they were peppering us. I mean, we had most of the ball, but every time they got the ball, they were attempting to make something happen. They didn't, but such is life. Tommy done a great job. I appreciate that, Rosie, genuinely. And something is attacking your number 7's head. I don't get the joke. So if you like Leeds number 7. This is how we lined up, which is basically the same formation as all year. Generally the same names in places and things like that. I think it was quite obvious over the course of the game that the commentator on Sky did say this. Made it quite clear that if Daniel James was remotely fit, he would be in the starting lineup. Because, of course, he's potentially going to win Player of the Year. He won't win Player of the Year because, obviously, the Burnley goalkeeper will win the Player of the Season in the Championship, because he just will. Miss Molina, how are you doing? Rosie did share with the group that they're here basically because you threaten to whoop their ass. So if that's the case, congratulations, well done. It worked. Lord is making his name on YouTube. Doesn't have time to shave. I'm starting to get old 1970s, 1980s Planet of the Apes vibes recently with Lord Thomas. Thank you very much. Totally what I'm going for. Just too lazy to shave it. Usually, to be open, what will usually happen is I'll have a mental breakdown and then basically take a knife to myself. And then we'll basically go, right, let's do the next best thing with that. A more legally sound thing, as in just shave all the hair off. that is what it is, I suppose. Hey, Miss Molino. Hi, Rosie. So what else we got going on? Oh, small matter of the football match itself. Here we go.
Oh,
Come
Junior.
on. I knew we were going to do well when Junior appeared in the thing.
Wasn't his best
that,
game,
man.
but
Doesn't matter. I love that, man. Hey, Chris Nix, how you doing, sir? Good to see you. So basically, as we alluded to, Cole Darlow made a save in the first 10 minutes. I thought it was largely solid, apart from the time he actually nearly got caught with the ball at his feet. But again, caught with a ball at his feet in a place where they couldn't actually really do anything with it. So, such is life, as I say.
I'll take that over what we've been used to.
Fair enough. And I'd rather not come on Leeds, says Pincushion. There's less said about the Oxford goalkeeper, the better, I suppose. Because he's got form for that kind of thing. And Firpo scores tomorrow from Tom.
I hope you're right, Tom.
I hope Tom's right. And Chris was asked how he is, and he said, I'm well, Rosie. How are you? So, nice stuff. Solomon scored, by the way, for anyone who wondered. Because, of course, he did.
Good goal.
It was a lovely goal.
It was Rodon's ball. It was the best part of it,
pass.
Yeah.
He cut the defence like a warm knife through butter. It was beautiful. Obviously, all the credit is going to go to Jayden Bogle, credited with the assist. Again, lovely assist. Basically, we had missed a chance just before it, or not long before it.
Which we always tend to do, don't we?
Yeah.
We seem to miss a big chance
like
and then
they
bang.
set up for what they're intending to do, and then you get yourself in position for it. Your team referencing to. Oh, it's almost as if we might have memes referencing that. Just might do. We totally have a meme for that. Anyway. So at half time, it was like, yeah, we're leading at the break. And then at full time, it was like, yeah, we got maximum points at Oxford, and it was great. His performance, Joe Rodon, in that game was incredible. It just was. I was a big fan of his performance in this contest. Gruev had a poor game. I've seen him have better games, admittedly. I'm good, thanks, Chris. Memes early, please. Save the serious stuff, like what, as in the football match. Anyway, congratulations to Joe Rodon winning man of the match performance while also managing to look like a beetroot. He looks
like Jamie Oliver there. He fucking does, man.
I'll give him the credit of his performance was amazing. However, I do notice he has this tendency to actually do things that make him look like more of a warrior than he actually is. He basically wants to be Terry Busher and look like it. Whether that's true or not, I think that about him.
Yeah, you get that vibe, don't you? I see what you're saying.
Constantly complaining at the referee and sort of stuff like that. Some justified, some are a bit like, behave yourself, Joe. 3-0 win tomorrow, lads. Hope so. Be very nice. But again, for Mr. Rodon's performance, this is him playing Rodonolf. I've not got a name copyrighted. But you shall not pass. Yeah. Rodolph, yeah. But I also just very quickly wanted to pay a little bit of homage to it. I think he's going to go down as an important player in this team, despite the fact that he played about 4 minutes in total time. My boy Joss just absolutely screaming, "Let's go!" at the camera, and the Colossus for man. I'm still not convinced he can play.
Do you think he filled the personality void of Ruter?
Yes.
That's what he was brought in for.
good job Rodon doesn't play with Cumming. And evening no Piero, no Partey. Evening all. Welcome, of course. As you were saying, I think he's just a lad they all respect. So he's very much got that because he's basically played more football than any of them, despite not playing any football this season, really. Because he's been to places in the football world, whereas most of these places have been to Kassam Stadium and maybe Azerbaijan on international duty. Being the away team, of course, for Wales, but not knocking anyone. I just think like they look up to him literally because he's fucking massive. Pardon my language. We'll mess with him. But we're going to put up the stats for anyone who's interested in that kind of thing. And yeah, I feel like we did quite well in this one. I'm surprised I had 290 passes. They felt much more direct than it actually is.
They did have a few spells with the ball. They had like 15 minutes of the ball for the start of the second half.
Yeah, it
I was
feels
a
like
bit frustrated, to be honest.
Yeah, we had enough chances, as clearly shown here, which a second goal goes in, and it's a much more enjoyable experience for a Leeds fan.
But
and that
realistically, without being threatened, we limped over the line, if you get me. Because we weren't great.
Yeah, that's totally fair. I don't want to sound arrogant when saying this, but it did, in hindsight, we were much more worth our win than it seemed like actually during the match itself. Because obviously they were going after like their relegation survival status was on the line.
Yeah, they didn't sit back and just take it. Let's be honest. They tried to get out. They tried to attack. So fair credit to him. I expected that from his team, though. Yeah. I like Gary Rowett's good manager. Director John in the house.
How are you doing, Director John? And as always, thank you very much for everything you've provided.
Happy Easter to you, sir.
On this day. Yes, happy Easter to you. And to everyone else, although I may say that once or twice more, based on the we done like slightly better than the Blunts did Oxford. Yeah, I 100% expected them to go for us because they managed to get joy doing that to Sheffield United, basically. And why wouldn't they think they could beat us if they've got a result at home?
If they win tomorrow, they're safe, so it's all good.
Yeah. Really, I think they're safe anyway. But they don't know that. Yeah, of course. 64% pass accuracy is terrible. That is something I did not... Actually, I'm glad Sam brought that up because this actually showed a great example of, like, basically our own insecurities as football fans playing out when actually the stats actually do reflect what really happened in kinds of... Because the amount of passes they made, which ended up, like, going just out for a lead throw-in. But in the moment, you're sitting there thinking one of them might not, and then you're in trouble, kind of thing. But that ended up being all right. Sam Greenwood is a mod. Does that mean he's a very strong citizen? Yes, he is. And obviously, happy to everyone from Director John, the official director of YouTube. Director of YouTube.
Number one director on YouTube.
Yeah. Hypothetically. Because I knew if I said that, someone would go, oh, actually, someone actually directed a movie on YouTube.
He's still not as good as Director John. He's still not as good.
Yeah.
Director John could do a movie in his sleep.
You know what they were talking about on Square Ball, that Dean Smith movie? I watched it this morning. Or, sorry, this afternoon.
I don't look, not against him. I just don't. He's not my cup of tea. He's a bit. I was on Waterloo Road, and what? It's not my cup of tea. I love the Square Ball, but I've got nothing against him personally. He's just out of the three of them. I like the Irish guy. He's all right.
Oh, the one who's like the
Yeah.
Italian football expert.
And
He's quite
I did
true, really.
I detest it when people like Brinlaw, the other Beren Cross are on, because technically they're the biggest voice of our fans, the Square Ball. And all they do is ask us them people that come on. And these people don't ask the questions we want answered. And they've got a voice for us to ask them questions, yet they don't. And they've had opportunity, and it just pees me off that bit. So anyway, I out here to slay other shows because I do enjoy 95% of what they put
I
out.
make good content personally.
But, yeah, definitely. Michael Normanton, legend.
Yeah. Dr. John with Happy Easter. I was hoping you came on Happy Hour on Friday. I'm tired of Mark and Lolo's nonsense. That was for Miss Melina. Dr. John, why did you help Seth Rollins last night at WrestleMania? Well, I was watching SmackDown, Dr. John. Maybe when Rosie joins me, that would be awesome on Happy Hour on Stoop. Okay.
Moving on.
In the twat in the black.
I can't really call him a twat, to be honest. He actually found his yellow cards this time around. A couple of silly fouls that weren't fouls and were equal, but that's a referee. Overall, if that's all I've got him on about, not so much of a twat this week. Fair play. Overall refereeing performances this season, that's up there.
Well, you know he did well is because the home fans, all 12 of them, were booing him mercilessly. Which is usually a good indicator of basically it's probably going our way / fairly.
I don't think it went our way, so to speak. I just think it was fair.
The contest is going our way.
Yeah. He won't notice. You didn't notice him, so that's a massive plus, isn't it? If you don't notice the referee, then he's doing his job properly.
Of course. I think it's a good time to bring on the actual results of that particular game week or match week, 43, of course, and it's quite rare lately. Basically, all the 3-1.
All 3-1, yeah. It's the first time since February, I believe.
Yeah. Which then obviously creates.
Which I was thinking actually going into the game with that, because I think it was Benjamin Bloom that had mentioned it first. That all three haven't won for a while. And with them two winning, it was sort of in the back of my mind, you know. But look, records, hoodoos, whatever, they're all there to be.
I had the opposite thinking. I thought it was perfect in the sense of, even before the match, I was like, if we don't win this, it's literally our fault. Because we sit here every week going, I hate playing at 12:30 on a Saturday. I hate playing at 12:30. I hate playing in Saturday morning. But then we're playing on Friday night. And it's like...
I think we play well on a Friday night.
Going to watch Leafs Ottawa game 1 tonight.
But stats say we play our best at 3 o'clock at home, which is what we've got coming up.
Yep. And obviously next Monday, so in 8 days' time, Bristol City.
Everybody starts to up. Yeah. Well, hopefully it's done and dusted, and it's just a title battle, which is an icing on the cake thing. Look, I'm not going to complain at finishing second if it comes down to getting beat by Plymouth. It'd be disappointing, but I'm not bothered. We're up there, aren't we?
Yes. I mean, as I think I said this last week, mate, or the other day, but in 3 weeks ago, or 2-3 weeks ago, it never even crossed my mind the possibility of Sheffield United losing.
No, you just snapped anybody's hand off for second place. You would have done at the beginning of the season. If anyone would have offered you second place, you'd have just dealt at that. It'd be stupid not to.
Do you think Leeds will beat Ottawa? Battle of Ontario, John. Ontario, sorry. They should, but I do like Brady Kachuk. Or Kachuk, on language. So, with all that in mind, I suppose we should look at the upcoming
what's his brother called, John? Brady's brother, I can't remember. The pair of them. They're both good players. I think that's it, yeah. Thanks, John. You wouldn't say that to him, Jimmy. It'd be gloves off. It would be gloves off.
So, essentially, I could stick that up, but probably more direct way of doing it is basically putting it up like this. Thank you, Director John, of course. We're basically playing each other tomorrow. Final game of the day. In the Championship, of course.
It'd be just typical, though, would it not, for Sheffield United just to spice it up? But we just need to do our job, and then they can battle out what they want.
Mm-hmm. Sounds like my kind of player. If we beat Luton, we can afford to lose to Leeds, but we have to beat Preston last game to get playoff. Ideal world we win. Sheffield United and Burnley draw, promotion guaranteed. Then at home, win the title in front of a packed Elland Road. Awesome. And Plymouth Argyle will probably be relegated before we play them. I'm not so certain of that because they've been getting some silly results, which none of us could have expected. And
nothing's done in this league till it's done.
Yeah.
It's one thing I've learned over the years of being in it.
Yeah. Obviously, I don't really care what happens to Plymouth Argyle in the context of, will they be a lot?
It's highly likely. Highly likely. But regardless of them being relegated or not, it's a long trip down there.
Yeah.
And it's an early kick-off. And look, if there's no pressure on them, but then alternatively they could be on the beach and just heads down. But anyway, let's hope we're up by then.
And for anyone that happens to not know the Leeds United remaining fixtures, and Stoke tomorrow during the day, and Monday Night Football comes to Elland Road. Why are you dropping out of the Fantasy Football League? Here's Herbert. And as Rosie says, make sure you smash the like button, sub in Tom's channels. Do appreciate that, Rosie. And yes, a nice day at the beach would be nice. Certainly would. Maybe not for the authorities of those particular towns. John, are you well, sir? And no worries. What are we going to do next? You know what? These are predictions for April and May, and let's just say Ben's doing really well in it. I'm doing less well in it. Let's play a game called Guess What Leeds' current form was at the time where I made these specific selections. But yeah. The crow of approval is in on there though, so let's give him that. Everything good here in Brooklyn. Fab, you're on my big telly. Housework to do. Back shortly. We've got big telly privileges, Ben.
Oh, brilliant. 4K.
Big telly, boys. I'll get through this little bit with the dipshits, then we'll do question of the week. It's a good one. It's a good one, I promise. And I say I promise, but it's making Ben promises because Ben bloody picks it. the dipshits is what I would do right now if it wasn't actually time for Wanker of the Week. The Wanker of the Week is an actual wanker. James Hortop was sentenced for repeatedly exposing himself in front of neighbours. On March the 15th of this year, James Hortop, 40, of Dennis Street, Swindon, entered his neighbour's back garden naked and started masturbating,
Wanker
making
of
him
the
then
week.
a literal wanker of the week. I was quite pleased upon citing that. Telly Savalos, 7-0 against Bristol City. That's just horrible, Mr. Tom.
Hopefully we're in party mode, Anthony.
If we are promoted by Monday, or by next Monday, actually, I'm not going to be disingenuous. I'll still want to beat you. Because I kind of want the trophy.
In Tom's defence, it would have been an injustice for him not to pick 7-0, because he did pick 7-0 in all the home games and 7-7 in all the away games. He was in a 7 kind of mood.
It's funny you say that, because why would I say 7? 7. A 7. A 4. A 1, 2. A 3. A 4. A 7. A 7. 1, 5, 6.
I think
7.
it was also that you're the nearest team to Cardiff that we've got left as well. So maybe them vibes were being...
Entered his neighbour's back garden. I didn't see that. Did Weers change his name to James Horton and probably became James Horton MP at the next election? I personally enjoyed Wanker of the Week. I'll do a bit behind the curtain. Ben sourced that. Ben was looking for real life wankers.
He messaged me, right? We've got a Wanker of the Week. I was just like, that's nope. And then I thought about it, and I said, let me have a look. And I just typed in "man caught masturbating" into Google, and he was the latest victim. So
The next direction.
Thank you very much, young man.
Hello, David. Hi, guys. Fingers crossed, all sorted tomorrow, and promotion confirmed, as Tom says, into 7th heaven. Let's do it again. I heard the word 7, so we're going to do it again as we always do. 7. 7. No, a 1, 2, a 3, a 4, 7. 7. Anyway, sorry. I've really got to stop doing that. The dipshits are here, obviously.
Dipshits.
Yeah. Sorry, Ben, you do the theme for it.
The dipshits. Do. Right, stop it there, or else we'll be getting sued.
The neighbour only likes her front garden to be entered, obviously. Oi, Paul Heyman. And laugh out loud from Jimmy. Let's hear some opinions on Don Goodman. The absolute joy of hearing Don Goodman speak on the Sheffield United game, knowing he won't be on the Leeds game later, is immeasurable. From Andy. Sorry, Andy T to 909. The last one I've got of Don Goodman was basically a Twitter user to which I can't see their posts. And I don't know what he actually said. And I assume it's he because it replies to someone called One Bladesman. Don Goodman absolutely hates United. I wonder what he was answering. I did for 1 second think of making like a Sheffield United account and then basically befriending it to then get access to the tweet, but then I realised 2 seconds I was like, I can't be bothered to do that.
Exactly, yeah. Why would you lower yourself?
I just thought that would make a good joke to actually bring up on We All Love Leeds, of course. Pinkish and I trust her front garden in neatly trim. Or ask James Horton. He'll know. Because he might have seen it and then gone, nah, I better go through the back. Maybe. maybe. I weren't there, so I don't know. Aggressive defending from Ampadu. He got kicked in the face, Andy Hinchcliffe. What an absolute bellend.
That was the downside to not having Don Goodman. Because you got the other prick.
What I suspect is going to happen if we do indeed get promoted, you're actually going to find out still getting Hinchcliffe on Sky Games.
Yeah.
Because they'll be like, well, Andy Hinchcliffe has seen a lot of this particular team. He will be able to speak about them with authority. It's like, yeah, but I'd rather he didn't. Probably a
the joys of Sky.
The way of Lions. One more. Sorry, actually got 3 more. I swear Andy Hinchcliffe scored 300 goals in his career instead of the 22. The way he talks about finishing. Oh, I know we say this every week, but when he started talking about, I think it was Tanaka's shot, and it was sort of things like, dude, you've never scored a goal like that. I mean, he actually scored one great free kick. Give him that.
It was a good save. It was a good save.
Are your bloods? How you doing, Lolo? And Bellend for typing incorrectly. Typing Bellend. Lolo. One more. Oh, sorry, 2 more. At Leeds United, at Sky Sports, I've found that if you're watching on Sky, you can turn the telly down at below 9 volume. You can barely hear Andy Hinchcliffe. The crowd almost drowns him out.
Yeah, but they drown us out. They drown our crowd out.
Yeah, apparently they do, yeah.
I know they do, because if LUTV's got a shit stream, I'll put it onto Sky, and then the crowd difference is just immense.
It's almost as if Sky doesn't like being told it's shit.
Stop being shit, then. That's the answer.
That is the answer. And if
no, they just go more shit.
To celebrate a Leeds goal from FPL FOMO. I want to congratulate FPL FOMO on basically admitting that he's almost certainly a drug user. Lolo's ears started ringing, and Miss Molina in with hi Lolo. But seriously, how you doing, Lolo? Awesome stuff. Awesome, great to see you on this Sunday evening, or in your case, Sunday afternoon.
Happy Easter to Lolo.
Of course. And based on Leeds' current form, I don't think it's harsh for me to basically declare it a Crow of Approval week. All pay homage to the Crow of Approval. I'm so glad we found the Crow of Judgment, which then led to all the others. Phenomenal stuff.
God bless the Crows.
Yeah, all bless the Crows, of course. It's time for Question of the Week. And for all fans of the jingle, God bless Blandy, I love that jingle. All good over here. Hi everyone, says On the Stoop, Brooklyn Premier League fan show, or as we call him, Lolo. And Raven with Mr. Tom. That's actually quite clever. And question of the week. Sam Greenwood officially anointed question of the week, of course, that's the thing. And obviously, we've kind of gone with a little bit of a theme. Who is this lineup of 80s movie characters that can beat up Sam Greenwood? Now, there are people out there who go, I don't know who Sam Greenwood is. It's this guy here with his finger in his ear.
Having great thoughts.
Yeah.
Right there.
Yeah.
Great thoughts.
So basically, who are these characters? And what is the likelihood of getting a clean sweep of everyone beating the absolute shite out of Sam Greenwood?
I need to get the things up. Let's see what they are.
Howard the Duck.
Yeah,
Guy from Airplane. Frank Drebin is the guy from Airplane, so good teamwork.
correct, Ian.
It's not well hard from EastEnders, unfortunately. And Johnny Five.
Johnny Five, correct.
Johnny Five. What film is Johnny Five from, out of interest?
It's not Arnie. Well, it is Arnie, but it's which character is it?
Which variation of Arnie is it? Which variation of Dustin Hoffman is it? Corey Feldman. Leslie Nielsen is the actor. The character is Frank Drebin. Short Circuit. What? Wonderful. Short Circuit. Short Circuit
Correct.
counts. Short Circuit is fine. Val Kilmer.
It is, but which character? Or is it?
It's Billy
No,
Zane, man. But who is his character
It's Billy Zane,
in the
yeah.
particular movie? I was quite excited to see that particular character because
Thought you might be.
I'm a very low key mark for Billy Zane. He's my favourite shit actor, apart from Steve Skull, obviously. Commando, incorrect, sir. Unfortunately. Rain Man, Johnny Five.
It is Rain Man, but what's his character's name?
What is the name of the character in Rain Man? And again, what is the name of the character in Big Trouble in Little China? No idea. Can name all the actors, but not the characters. So we did a kind of twist on last week, where we did the opposite. We didn't care who the characters were last week.
The fifth movie he'd done before Titanic.
Billy Zane, man. Kurt Russell.
Might put initials up next time.
Only
I can't believe-
Kinty
I can't believe-
beat up, Sam.
I can't believe no one's got the black and white guy.
I can totally believe no one's got that.
Oh, man, he's legendary. It is Jack Burton, correct?
Jack Byrne from Big Trouble in Little China. It's ironic because we were discussing that earlier in the week, Sam. Low key discussing it, of course. Short Circuit, Howard Duck, obviously, correct, Zanzi. Can't see it because of the chat.
Close the chat, and then you see it, and then open the chat.
I believe we're on the big telly though, so obviously to like, hold it up to a phone would be a bit difficult. Let's be fair. Shit. Yes.
You're just in time, BX. You're just in time. We've got Howard the Duck. We've got Jack Burton. I believe on Johnny Five, Short Circuit. They're the three that we've got. On Frank Drebin as well. We got that one. So fire away with the rest.
We've got Billy Zane, but who does Billy Zane play in this particular movie? Not on the TV, came close. Yeah, that's why I suspect it might be a bit difficult if you've already got impaired vision towards it. Let's just say. Hello, Liam Campbell. How you doing, sir? Good to see you. I didn't see you'd got Howard so early.
How are you, dude?
And obviously, how you doing, BX Gunner, of course, in all seriousness, because he went a bit Clay Davis from The Wire by going, shit. If you've ever seen The Wire, it's great. Cameron from Ferris Bueller's Day Off.
Correct.
That is correct. I know that. I know that's correct. Definitely correct. And the Phantom, a demon, a rich aristocrat. Nope. You need to go back in time a bit to think of that one.
Well, I'll give you a clue on the dog. The dog's from K9.
What's the name of the dog from K9, of course? Jose Will Aces. He's very good at this sort of stuff, to be fair. Arnie is playing Dutch from Predator, correct.
Yes.
And here we say Jackie Gleason. It's gonna sup, there it goes, sup. Still think that's well hard for me to Henderson. Yeah,
You think all German Shepherds look the same?
In hindsight, the one trick we've missed on this is basically not having the initials. Means that basically we've closed it off from what's his name, tip wanking goal kind of chicanery.
Yeah.
Anyway, we live and learn, of course, so no one's fault. Anders, I hope you're well.
The black and white guy is from Smokey and the Bandit.
Gary, how you doing, sir? Good to see you. Anders is okay, Rosie. How are you?
I think I've got them beat this week.
I think so too. Bitch Gunner is currently in the shower, smoking a joint and trying to win a quiz.
That's correct, Sam. He was called Ray. One moment.
It's Raymond.
Raymond Bubbit. You're near enough there, Anders. It's Buford T. Justice.
Impressive. I'm surprised.
Where's the sheriff?
I wouldn't have known all these. I'll tell you that for
free.
So
I'm gonna give the films of the ones we haven't got yet. So we've got the film for Corey is The Lost Boys, and is it just Billy Zane? That's Back to the Future.
Billy Zane, man, he's cool. So that's the actual answers. For anyone who wondered. The Lost Boys, man. And Raymond Babbitt. Burton, Dutch. Billy Zane, man. Billy Zane, he's cool. And Rando from K9. I wouldn't have known all this. You know what? We'll give Rosie a point for Wellard because
yeah.
Why the fuck not at this point?
Who knows? It might be the same dog. He might have retired into just
there's literally
sitcom.
No proof
into
it's not the same dog. So
soap
it
operas.
could be right.
It could be his twin. I don't know. It might be from if it's from the same family, you know, you never know.
Congratulations, obviously, Director John, for helping put this together. And
thank you, John. Again,
Sam Greenwood will kick Cameron's ass, and well put together, appreciated, and it's the only point Rosie would ever get. I mean, that's quite humble of you to admit that, but at the same time, I think you're selling yourself short. What movie is that? I thought a new or Billy stuff. Back to the Future. He's one of Biff Tannen's mates, but only in the first and second movie, I believe. How duck I'll turn him his duck l'orange. And mate, all of them kick your ass. Sam confirmed that to yourself. Warwick Davis could be up Sam Greenwood, and he was in Biff's gang. He was matched. Howard Duck was so damn good as a kid, even better as an adult. You know that was technically the first Marvel movie.
Yes.
Like based on a Marvel property, of course.
I didn't know Blade was DC.
Well, Blade is Marvel.
Oh, Marvel, sorry, yeah. I didn't know that until recently. That it was in the universe.
Yeah, it was quite a big deal for them in context that obviously what they mainly did was basically try and get their own characters made, but then no one wanted to make them because obviously a lot of it was this would have been in the time period where, correct, like, without sounding too douchey about it, people just didn't want to make superhero films because Batman and Robin had come out. And then as soon as Batman Begins came out, about 7 years later, or 8 years later, sorry, people just all of a sudden was like, oh yeah, why don't we do superhero movies, but more realistic ones?
Yeah. They've always been better for the series rather than the movies of DC.
That's true. Evening, Tarek. How you doing, sir? Sam Greenwood must be a wimp since everyone can beat him up. He even said hello to you. The heel turn on Sam Greenwood from Tarek there.
I've got another good one next week, people.
Everyone gagging off with me, Tarek. Amazing.
Yeah, he's a long way away from you to come and save you.
It's Tarek. On the wrestling show yesterday, Tarek was asked by Rosie, if you could throw a fruit at someone, what would it be? To which Tarek said, I'll throw a pineapple at someone and not cut it. It was quite a decision. Question, Mr. Tom, what's the name of the truck that Jack Burton was driving in Big Trouble in Little China? It was probably like the Little Bish.
The Pork Chop Express.
Oh. Is it actually that?
It is actually that.
Fair enough. I wouldn't have known that. I didn't know that at all. I've watched that film one time in my life. I watched it in 2018.
I love that film. I love it.
I like that he's useless as a hero character. He's quite predominantly a terrible hero.
Kim
That's why I
Cattrall.
think it works. She was very solid back in the day, and probably solid now. I'm not going to check.
Harrogate, I believe.
Rosie, I'm well. How are you? Pork Chop Express. You are correct. I know you knew you were correct, but 3 years has confused. Hello, Gary from Sam Greenwood. We has picked apples as the best fruit to throw at someone. By Tarek from Miss Melina. And best rotten fruit, tomato, or tomato, as they would say it. Pork Chop Express is Weir's favourite local barber. Anyway, I think we should just quickly slide on over to We'll Love Leeds 2 for the memes section of the show. But people may or may not know this, Leeds United were in the NBA last week because here's Larry Nance Jr. spotted at the NBA playoffs. I believe officially it was a playing game, but he was wearing the 2001 shirt with Robbie Keane on.
Wonder where he sourced that from.
It's amazing what you can get when you're Larry Nance Jr., I suppose. Once you've come out of Larry Nance, you can do anything.
I bought that shirt when I was in Dublin from a sports shop. The day it came out.
Tarek, hope you're well. Happy Easter, 420 and all that. Hello, Scooby, how you doing? And I did, Rosie. Apples are the best to throw. Ben's got too much style for England. Come to the States, man. Even Scooby, do you have any Scooby snacks? Scooby, I'll pick up there.
I don't think I'd last 5 minutes in States. I just naturally walked to the wrong neighbourhood, and that'd be me, vanished.
I do have a Leeds United opinion on Watford's performance with 9 players against Burnley. At least you tried. Lads. Scooby, hope you're well. I eat them. Have you got any? Hi, Rosie. Hope you're good. I'm all right. I don't know why I gave him a Cockney accent there, but still. So, actually, more officially, it's time for the Sunday roast, which I'm officially going to declare to everyone, Happy Easter. And as you do that via a meme, today we give thanks to the Easter Bunny who died for our sins. We also give thanks to Sky for their 8 hours of continuous football that will allow us to happily ignore our families. but also in a more insulting way. Happy Easter, everyone. Don't make Man United run. They're full of chocolate and fat. But my actual football item at the grounds this week, because there's always football item at the grounds this week, or some weeks. How much was this quadruple smash burger at Welling United at Parkview Road? How much will this quadruple smash burger set you back? Smash cheeseburger, of course.
£8.50.
Okay. You did say you wouldn't throw apples on me, you'd throw lettuce leaves. I appreciate that. Well, thanks.
That just looks like a heart attack waiting to happen, that, doesn't it?
Cracking free kick by Wolves. Got some numbers coming in. £12. We've got £7.50.
Flowery Bap should be illegal.
That fucking flowery Bap should be illegal. £15. Needs bacon. Well,
needs fucking binning. Fuck me.
I think smash burgers are like the biggest con ever because they've basically managed to monetize basically having like a hamburger.
It looks like a cat food burger.
Yeah,
it does.
Smash the burger into the grill, so you're not really getting the meat you paid for, in my opinion. It's a barm cake. Oh, we're not doing barm cake.
Oh, we're not doing fucking bread baps. It's a bread bap. We're in Yorkshire here. Or bread bun or whatever the fuck, right? It's bread. It's a monstrosity.
The answer of this is £5. This was £5 for a quadruple smash cheeseburger at Welling United.
Fair play to Welling United. Reasonable price food. They can feed a family there for a £5.
Necromancer with, "What up, lads? What happened to the guys from Brooklyn? Have they left you?" Oh, they help us make this. All John does. With Tom still in the dark. That ain't gonna change anytime soon. How you doing? Necromancer? It's good to see you. I make a better burger than that, and I know what bread to have. Out of interest, what bread would you have? Went to a new takeaway in Blackpool a few hours ago and had a smash burger for the first time. They are horrible. Is that based on like what I was saying about it feels like you're not getting a proper burger?
As a kid, I had a bird's eye burger that shrunk to about that big in Warburton's bread with tomato ketchup, and it just like soaked to the shape of the bread with the fat from the burger. It was wrong.
Ian says, "I like a nice pair of baps," to which Sam Greenwood says, "Me too, Ian." To be fair, he might be right. I can get bacon butties opposite Lee Driner's branding and barm cakes. I confess they are good. I'm not putting down the idea of bacon in the burger. What I'm saying is because I knew it was a £5. So basically, I thought that was quite cheap for a football brand and the item. So I was thinking, I dread to think what
I thought it'd be cheaper with it being Welling United. Just naturally lower league, cheaper food. Unless it's York City, where
it's not wrong for people to think like you can laugh at someone saying £12, but at the same time, there are football grounds where that item might be £12. But anyway, all round to roses for a promotion barbecue and a toasted seeded bun or a brioche bun's the best one. Or I'll tell you what one I used to like. You what's the right word? You might laugh at this, but McDonald's used to do I'm talking like in like 2002. They did it was a chicken royale, they called it, but it was focaccia bread. It was just really nice. Like for McDonald's, it was nice. The edges were burnt and crispy. I'd have much preferred a normal beef burger. Exactly, because they're convincing you it's a lot more fancy than it's in South London.
Yeah, it's in between Dartford, isn't it? Near there.
Yeah, so you're actually right, Ben. The actual in the football pyramid, I believe they are in National League South. but they generally do flip between that and National League Premier. But they're never going to do well in National League Premier because they're still winning. Ian, you must love Sam, a big tip. Rosie gets her baps out for a barbecue, and as long as football ground soaks up beer, it's good. Or grilled. Got to have a grilled bun with your burger. Insanity to not do that. Sam's the only one, Rosie, and brioche buns are better. Brioche buns are too sweet. Funny. The opinions on football and food are wild. Notice how Liverpool are about to win the Premier League, but no one cares about them. Says Tony Montana. Tony Montana's back, everyone. And he hates Liverpool because presumably he supports Man United, but still, anyway. HDJE19 as a what would you say, acronym or whatever. Someone said this only works for CR7 and R9. This sounds like a promo code for Uber Eats. Liverpool fans, and on the right, Liverpool fans, because of course they are. I think maybe it's a quicker cooking time too, which I guess if you're busy is helpful from a vendor's perspective. I know what you mean though, yeah. Oh no, I totally get why they're doing it because, as you say, it's almost certainly probably cheaper because you can make the meat stretch further. As dirty as that may sound or whatever. But obviously it takes, you're spending less on meat and you can probably charge a bit more based on the fact that you're conning people by selling them something it's not. But whatever, still. Rosie loves Greg's, and talking of food, just having a Greek sausage roll. I wonder why Sam wrote that. Smothered in salad cream, Greg sausage roll, pre-match meal, and ice buns are the boggin. And the biggest con on the in the bakery, a hot dog bun with
I agree.
icing poured on it.
And very little icing at that.
It's true. That is actually true. That's one of the worst things I've heard. I love that. Anyway. The important thing. And I'm moving from one extreme in football to another. I'm going to give you a quick history of Luton Town, the football club. We're going to win the League Cup. And we're out of the Football League. We've reached the Premier League. We're back in League One and our stadium is still crap. I think that covers 100 years of them very well.
It was a fun ride for them.
It really was. My controversial opinion is that sausage rolls are not nice. To me, sausage rolls are the sort of thing that you have because you've not had them for a while. Like, I don't know why people like buy them all the time. Personally, obviously, people are free to have what they fucking want. But
depends whether they're cold, I couldn't buy them like from a fridge in a 6-pack like sausage rolls, like a gangster's pasty. Nah, it's like eating a chub roll for a dog or something.
You're just an old romantic, necromancer, and Leicester confirmed relegation today. It certainly did. We're about to celebrate that in the next few minutes. Sorry, I don't mean celebrate. I mean because there is a rate, of course. That's not controversial. There's a heart attack waiting to happen, Chris. There is less salt in the sea than in Greg's sausage rolls. You ain't had a Greg's then. Not bothered what you think. but still. There's one for anyone that hates Arsenal. Anti-Arsenal fans. I don't even see my Spurs shirt or I can find the Madrid, PSV, PSG, and all the other shirts I bought solely because those teams were facing Arsenal that week. I would say I can't believe there are people like this out there, but I could totally believe it. Carlo Ancelotti being interviewed for the Brazil post, presumably when Real Madrid sack him next week in about 2 weeks' time. Last question, Mr. Ancelotti. What tactical changes would you make to ensure we won the next World Cup? He'd go, I'd close the roof, mate. It worked for him in Real Madrid. Oh, wait a minute, it didn't. History of Crystal Palace is Premier League season every year. Lose the first 10 games of the season, have a good run of form, tell everyone they're getting in Europe and then finish 12th. They're not in batter. Rosie's not interested. And Rosie's disgusted by something that's been said, but deep fried tunks, tea cakes.
Oh, God.
That must be a northern thing.
It's a Scottish thing, I think.
That's very northern. Speaking of which, Southampton are not going to be the worst Premier League team in history, to which they declare it calls for a celebration. And they had one. I had a similar meme last week. I'm not seeing Corder Gang 2 weeks running. Which then obviously leads to the more obvious thing of how did Derby fans react to West Ham letting in a goal?
At least Derby lasted longer.
That's true. Derby fans looking at West Ham, not pleased. The same Derby fans when West Ham got home. Imagine having a household with Derby fans and Leeds, not Leeds. Oh, that'd be torture actually. West Ham and 44. Anyway, but yeah, they're staring at him. But speaking of, Leicester have also gone down today, as quite rightly pointed out by Sam Greenwood. So let's have this conversation between Southampton and Leicester City with, hello, I guess we'll be going down together. But there is always room for one more. Hey, Tractor Boys, want to join us? That must be terrifying. Guys, I'm going to be sick. Ben supplied this one, basically going, clothing and shoes. Please no more Manchester United shirts. Even the environment has standards. Warsaw fans at Chelsea on Thursday night. I can only imagine the smell. And that's when you not even account for the nakedness on offer. I just meant because it's Chelsea in general. Also, European football this week. Presumably, Harry Kane's about to win a trophy. But then he realises I saw Bundesliga won with Bayern, so it means nothing. To be even remotely be a success there, he needed to win a trophy in every season at the club. And he didn't in the first season, so fuck him. He needs to go fuck himself. 20 likes. You know what? We got that many. Awesome. What I mean is, no, that's totally not good enough. That's totally not good enough. I demand more. I'm actually really happy with what's already happening, but still, anyway.
You know what would be funny? If, well, I know it'd be awful, but it would be funny to Harry Kane if they actually, Spurs won the Europa League, because that's a better trophy.
Some would say, yeah. Mr. Tom, did you know that Sam Greenwood played the part of Peter in Deadpool and Wolverine film? If you've seen it, you will know. I don't know what you're talking about. Bareback Bridge. Those are 2 words in sequence. I don't know why I said them though. Evening, we all lovely. How you doing, Russ Morgan? Good to see you. And Harry, 15 years and one fuck all came. But he was on the bench at Leicester at one time. So there's that. Spurs winning a trophy isn't funny. It's horrendous though. I'm glad you all have thoughts on this. Manchester United and Spurs were in the Europa League on Thursday, to which so what you're saying is we're going to play each other in the final. Oh, no. Atletico Bilbao are the bookies' favourites, and in fact, even Bodo Glimt have beaten the likes of Roma, Porto, and Lazio. We're going to play each other in the final. One of them will lose. At least one of them will lose to the others. I'm convinced of it. Russ, how's the Easter dog in action? And got a question for Man United. Man United declared on social media, you all know which one. Can Man United score? They always score. To which then someone replied with, Man United, I have a question. If you're so good at scoring, why are you 14th in the Premier League? Fair question. Got a conversation between Ruben Amorim and his agent. Hello, is this my agent? Good. You didn't tell me that these players were so shit. No, you didn't. That's not my recollection. Yeah, well, all right, goodbye. He says he mentioned it about 5 or 6 times. He still took the job, mate. Still took the job. And that's how you do a remontada, which I looked it up. Apparently it means comeback in Spanish. But speaking of comebacks in Spanish, that's how you make a comeback when they give Real Madrid a clip round the ear, because Rafinha orchestrated an actual comeback. I believe they were 3-1 down at the time. Because Rafinha is great. I don't know if you feel that, but that's onto our Real Madrid section of the meme section, where basically this was the Bernabeu on Wednesday night. Russ Morgan sent me this next one. Basically, how do Arsenal fans like their rice? Egg fried, boiled? Thank you for that, Russ. They always score until they don't, and Rafinha, number 1. Excellent. Got another one from Russ Morgan, which is basically Real Madrid fears Rice, the image. I actually got sent the same meme by 2 different people. So Miss Molina and Ryan from the Mr. Arsenal podcast basically went, look, a Real Madrid fan, remontada, or whatever. He actually does call them nerds in the scene. Anyway, this is again from Russ Morgan, a Real Madrid fan starter pack. John sent me something that's actually really good. So if you bear with me a second, I'll add it. Steve Holland got sacked, and TV respects him. It will never laugh at him unless it's Ben White's on the telly, which it will laugh at him mercilessly. I've had a family-friendly weekend, Sam. To which, have you watched Rafa's video wishing he could be at Ellen Road tomorrow? I've not seen that. Turkey Mar. What the fuck is that other word? Russ, hope you're well. No Nordic team has been a European semi since the late 80s, and now there are 2 this season. Bodo Glimt from the UEFA Europa League, and obviously Djurgården from Sweden are in the Conference League. Congratulations to both, of course. And Real Madrid playing Mexican team in Charlotte, June 22nd. I'm getting my banter ready. Hi, Rosie, says Russ Morgan. He was a top boy in the Spanish Inquisition. I don't know all the top boys, but you know all the top boys, presumably. And Arsenal, obviously, people trying to bother them like, nope, I can't hear you. We're already in the semi-finals. But let's quickly go to an alternate timeline, Ben, of let's just say Ipswich did win today. Well, Arsenal would say, well, I lost on purpose to stop you winning the league at Anfield, so the joke's on you. That didn't happen. And the last one I've got for the week is basically Arsenal winning a Premier League game after they've beat Real Madrid. Arsenal won a Premier League game. I don't care about that anymore. They're above the Premier League now.
Bigger, better things.
Bigger, better things, of course. So you're saying the mighty Copenhagen have not been in the semi. And look him up later. Scary geezer. You know what? I'm going to get this thing. It's quite good. Fans of the 7 shit that we do occasionally. Director John made a point of sending this to me. Excuse me. What am I doing? Convinced this will actually work, but we'll find out. Oh, it has. So for anyone who's fans of the 7 bullshit, thank you, Director John. 7, 7, 7, 7, 7, lots of 7s. The 7 sevens actually. So thank you very much, Director John. And 7. 1 hour 21 minutes. I think we made a good timing on that. So Ben, is there anything you'd like to say? What are your thoughts for Leeds United in the upcoming week?
Look, just do the job. Just do the job. Don't care how they do it now, as long as they do it.
Awesome. I'm surprised I've managed to actually spend 1 hour 20 minutes and I've not fallen asleep. And not because of bored, because I'm fucking tired. But
good luck with your show later on, everybody. Join Tom for WrestleMania's second night.
Oh my god!
Keep him awake.
Please do. Please do. Oh, sorry, Ian. Sorry. How many? I've got an idea. 7, motherfucker. I do appreciate you saying that, Ben. I do believe the last Nordic team in the semi was IFK Gothenburg. And what are 7 sevens? 49. Who's number 49? Lewis Skelly. Have a great night, folks.
Thanks for joining us, everybody.
The official star of the Mr. Tom question of the week, Sam Greenwood. The greatest mod in the game. The only mod in our game. Anyway, so Snooze Mania.
Thanks to Director John, as always.
Of course. Let me find the thing for him. We do love Director John, of course. And we will be almost certainly. I might join you for a few minutes. What time are you going live? In an hour. In an hour, sir. We'll be back this time next week, where we'll basically either be promoted or we won't. But hopefully, we'll at least win the match, regardless.
Yeah.
We all love Leeds. Cheers, all, Jimmy. Really appreciate that. Thank you, Lord Thomas, Sir Ben. Thank you, Zanzi. Do appreciate your time, and as I say, it's every time. Leeds is Leeds.